Hey, it's Heather, and welcome to Adventures in Gardening. So today we're going to get a little bit of Christmas decorating done, and we're going to do the front. We're going to try to finish up the front of the house. And just to give you a little insight into what my style, if you care, my style of Christmas decorating is I really like live greens, fresh cut greens, that kind of thing. That's where I've always focused on, and so much to the fact that a lot of the plants in the landscape are strategically put there. I put them there, like all of the evergreens. Slowly you build up, kind of an inventory of evergreens as the years go by, with the intention of I'm going to use these for my Christmas decorating. So like this, beautiful evergreen behind me here. I wait to trim them all until this time of year. So we are going to do, the other thing is I really have an issue with disposable Christmas. I always have. So I'm going to try to do something a little bit different this year. When I make wreaths, I'm still using all the wire. I'm wrapping, even though I'm going to reuse the frames next year, I'm using a lot of wire, and then I have to cut it all off, and throw it away, and that just bothers me. And so I'm going to try to use twine. I'm going to try to make Christmas trees out of, I'll show you. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. But I'm going to try to use this twine, and it might work and it might not work. I'm just not sure. And this is Mr. Peanut, for those of you who are joining us for the first time. And he is a 14-year-old double pod. Mr. Peen, want to show your feet? Yeah, those are his feet right there. And he's in charge of, outdoor mouse population. And he is a fierce hunter, this one right here. So let's go out front and I'll show you the project I'm going to work on today. It is very windy today, but so far here's what we've done for our Christmas decorating to the front of the house. I try to keep it classic and simple. We've got some icicle lights, the hanging baskets I made in a video last week that still are yet to be Christmasified. Right now they're just green, and I'm really not, we're not turning on our lights yet because it's before Thanksgiving. We're filming this before Thanksgiving. So these pots, I have 2 pots that I'm going to be working on today, and I'm actually I usually just do them really full, full of lots of greens, and just have them look like they just full of evergreens. That's how I usually do them. But this year I've got these forms, these little topiary forms in here that I'm going to try to make them look like Christmas trees. So I'm going to cut out this Prince Tut cypress. It is done, and I'm going to leave all the calibrachoa. So that's all staying right there. And what I'm going to be using today mostly is that juniper right there. So I'm going to go fill up my wagon and then we'll get started. I have the wagon filled, but I know that I'm going to end up doing it at least one more time. And it's cedar and juniper. So I have those two that the birds planted for me over there years and years ago. So I'm going to take out this Prince Tut. Let me show you my idea and we'll see if it's going to work. And the reason that I'm going to use the twine instead of the wire is because I can literally cut all of this down and throw it on the hugel culture hill, and the twine will break down and these will break down in time. So that's why I'm using the twine instead of the wire. So my idea was to make bouquets like this. So this is going to be an upside down, kind of like that broomstick style tree. So I'm going to try just bundling and tying. This is my idea, and I have to wear gloves because the I don't know if it's the cedar or the juniper bother me a little bit, and I'm going to need scissors. Hello, otherwise I'm going to end up chewing the twine. So I make it into bundles like this, and I'm going to tie them on, and I've got 2 tiers and then the top. So I'm going to back you up put it in fast forward and we'll see how this goes. Working, so my crazy idea is working, and it would be so great if I had a cameraman at this point, but I don't. So what I've done is I've taken groups of like 3 branches. Let me see if I can get on the good side of the shadow. I tied 3 branches together and I double knotted them, and then I tied them to this piece right here, and then I went back and I took the loose ends from this piece and that piece, and I put another branch in the middle. So if there's a gap, I can go back in. And so it's gonna look like one of those broom trees. And then the whole thing is gonna, because we get a lot of wind. Yeah, I don't know when we became Chicago, but Connecticut's the new Chicago. And so I'm gonna seal the whole thing with Christmas lights around. So let me finish this. It is coming together. There's some gaps right here, but I need to go cut some more greens. So let me go do that, and then we'll get this one finished so you can see what it's going to look like. Here's my tree. Kind of like a Dr. Seuss tree a little bit. I see that I have a gap right there, so I'm going to fill that in. I have this star. I'm going to try to fasten that to the top of it, and I'm going to wrap the lights around. Maybe wrapping the lights around it will make that not seem so gappy. So it is very cold out here. I might go in for a little bit. I might pick this up again tomorrow. Okay, so I don't like the star. I think I'm just gonna have to use a bow on the top here, and that'll be good. All right, so it's the next day. I just couldn't take it anymore last night, and besides, it was getting dark. It was like, what was it, 33 degrees, real feel 27. I was feeling the real feel for sure. So, but I did manage to cut the greens needed for the other tree today. And you know, sometimes when I'm doing a project and I'm like, it's just not coming out like I had hoped, resting, going to sleep, and then waking up the next day, it helps with perspective and a fresh brain. So let's take a look at the first tree, and I already know it needs more lights. Yeah, there's no way. But let's see how the shape of it is. All right, so I actually like it. I just went through and filled a couple of the gaps, and maybe there's like 1 or 2 more gaps. It's what I wanted here, okay? I don't want to go out and buy a tree that first of all, I would not get a tree this tall. And secondly, I'd just be pulling it out next year. So I think it actually looks really good. I think I was just tired last night and cold, and I wanted to stop. I think I am going to put a bow on it today. I'm going to break my own rules and just go ahead and make it look like Christmas, because it is the day before Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be cooking all day today and all day tomorrow, and I just want to get it done. So I'm going to do the other one now. So I'm going to take just 3 branches like this. Yeah, I think it's the cedar here that is breaking off into my fingers. Oh, the things we do, right? All right, so that is round 1. And you can see all my bunches are just tied to this rung, and now I've got this gap right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the tails from these two and just tie that one in right there. All right, so that completes that rung, and now all I have to do is the very top. All right, so that's that. And I will tell you, my second one much fatter than my first one, but you know what? That's how it's gonna be. Came out pretty good. Now I'm going to go get some lights and some ribbon. All right, so I am actually really pleased on how they turned out. I think they look cute, even if they don't match exactly. I'll try to not let that bother me. But in nature, they wouldn't match, right? Right. Okay, so they have the lights on them, 2 strings of lights each, and if you stay tuned to the end, I will flip the lights on and show you what everything looks like. But I've got a couple more decorating things I want to do on the porch, so let me show you what I have. So I have quite the collection of icicles. I have been collecting these for many years, a bunch of different sizes and styles, and I'm actually going to hang them up top on the inside of the lit icicles, so they'll like glow at night. It looks very pretty. So now I need what's going to look like some small trees for the pots on the porch, and I let this little clump grow here specifically to cut each year. So I'm thinking that is one, and maybe that one straightened out is another, and then that one in the back. So let me cut these. So I just stuck 2 of the cuttings that look like trees in the 2 pots, and then that other pot is left over from the project we just did. And then the last one here, I'm actually just gonna plop in here. Like that. Oh, and then to finish these pots off, I'm going to use some of my pine cones because I don't want to see the soil. All right, so that's better. All right, so that is it for today. So hang on to the end if you want to see those trees lit. I'll light up the whole porch because I gotta wait till it gets dark to light them up. And I'll probably fuss with the lights a little bit, you know, because I threw them on, and yeah. So this is just my way of baby stepping my way through the Christmas decorating. And next week I'll hit it real hard because it's the first official week of Christmas, the Christmas season. And if you don't get it done, if I don't get it done by then, it's not getting done. So thumbs up if you enjoyed spending time with me today, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next adventure in gardening. See you soon.